you doing?
It was really my friends who got me into it. Just knowing that with each session I would have, that I'd be able to learn something while also having fun, always just brought me back to being able to have more fun and learn new stuff.
Well, I started playing like year 9 in a club at school, and the reason I keep on playing is because my friends keep on making the sessions more chaotic throughout every time I play, so it's fun to play really.
Dungeons & Dragons is a magical game of fantasy. It holds many wonders for people, these being both players and viewers. It's one of the most popular tabletop role-playing games to this day. There's a lot to unpack and try and learn when initially playing the game. This can very easily overwhelm players and dissuade them from long-term play. With a world full of new rules and mechanics, this isn't uncommon. It's grown largely in recent years due to its inclusion in media. Stranger Things being the most notable of these, as well as The Big Bang Theory. With the release of Baldur's Gate in 2023 and its recent inclusion in the Amazon series Secret Level, its community has had a major spike in growth and attention. This also means that many people who want to play the game are often intimidated by complex rules and confusing mechanics. So where should you start, and how should you go about finding a group to play with?
I would recommend that they see if they have any friends that are interested in it. Like, if they have already a group of friends that are looking for a new person, then that's easy. If they join and they're already experienced, you can ask for help.
Go through friends who want to play or aren't playing at them currently, or if you've already got some friends that already played the game, try and join through that. Or if other means, go to your local shops that they do these sort of things.
You can very easily ask to join. Expressing your interest will no doubt make them a tad more generous and welcoming to having you attend their sessions and campaign. However, if you've got no one else who's interested in playing, you can very easily search for groups online. At first, you may not spend any money, but it's still important to have the correct equipment to attend a session. These include a character sheet and a set of dice. Maybe get a book, a bundle. However, the most important books to prioritise getting are certainly the Dungeon Master's Guide, the Monster Manual, and the Player Handbook. Now let's talk about learning your character sheet, and what's the most important thing to start with when learning?
I'd say the most important thing to start off with is the player's character. If they can learn the character, then everything else will just gradually start coming to them. Like, for example, if they know all the modifiers and the additions to all their stats and what weapons they can use with proficiencies, it will allow them to show what the character is truly capable of.
Character creating consists of choosing a race, a class, ability scores, and a large handful of different customization options to affect your role-playing. First off, you'll select a race and a class. There are a multitude of different races to choose from, these consisting of the elf, the tiefling, the drow, the human, and the githyanki. The dwarf, half-elf, halfling, gnome, dragonborn, and half-orc. The fighter, barbarian, ranger, monk, paladin, and rogues can make up the melee classes. Spellcasters, however, consist of the bard, the cleric, the druid, the sorcerer, the warlock, and the wizard. Some of these classes can also qualify for being labelled as a half-caster. These classes are more like the druid, the paladin, and the ranger. Now let's talk about ability scores. These are made up of 6 core stats. These can affect how well your character performs while playing the game. Strength will determine how much you can carry and how hard you can hit with the majority of your weapons. Dexterity will determine your armor class, initiative, and the remainder of weapons. Constitution affects your general health of your character. Intelligence affects the spellcasting for wizards. Wisdom affects the spellcasting for clerics, druids, monks, and rangers. Charisma affects the spellcasting of bards, paladins, sorcerers, and warlocks. When determining stats for your characters, there's a few different ways to go about this. Buy point, where you have 27 points in total to spread across all of your stats. These stats will start on 8 and cannot go any lower. You should communicate with your dungeon master to find how steep they want to make the cost to increase your stats. But I personally think it's best to have 8 to 13 cost 1 point. Anything higher than 13 costs 2. Ruled, where you simply rule 4d6 and discard the lowest number to find the score you gain. Standard array, where you select from a pool of predetermined stats, these being a 15, a 14, a 13, a 12, a 10, and an 8. These stats cannot surpass 20, and when setting up your character, you'll also have the option to add a +2 and a +1 bonus to any of your stats. When it comes to Dungeons & Dragons, immersion is another massively crucial part of the game. So, how can you help immerse yourself in the campaign's world?
Oh, that's definitely by voice act, doing voices for your characters and giving them their own unique personalities. I've got a character called Rourke, he's a goblin, and his unique personality bounces off another character so well called Reluna. Definitely having a unique personality and voice for the immersion.
This can be different for any player, but it's important to stay immersed within the game to keep up with details laid out by your dungeon master. Otherwise, you'll end up trailing behind everyone else in the group. One of the best ways to stay immersed is by taking notes and communicating with other players. This also does just help to build a relationship with your other characters and everyone else around the table with you. Something that gets overlooked a lot due to how simple it is too. Listening to your dungeon master can really help them out. Your dungeon master has carefully thought out details of a story for your campaign, so not only does it encourage them to keep putting in this effort, but it also gives them a sense of validation. As for any other advice, there's an endless amount of things to say.
Eventually they find the spot of not enjoying the game yet still making fun with everything. I think not giving up is definitely the best thing to do.
I hope you can use some of this information to go and play Dungeons & Dragons yourself and explore the world a bit. Hopefully you find it a little bit less intimidating and you can get into the game a lot more than just diving straight in. Obviously, this doesn't cover everything you'll need, but it's a good starting point, I feel.